Good morning, everyone. Today we are on the road and we are headed from Granada to Malaga. Granada was a very interesting city, and the Alhambra was amazing. I just wish that we had more time and that I hadn't been sick for the last few days and still recovering from being sick, because it would have been nice to have more time to explore Granada. Malaga is located on the southern coast of Spain and has beautiful weather about 300 days of the year. So if you like to spend some time on the beach, then Malaga will be a great city to visit just about any time of the year. Malaga is probably most famous as the birthplace of Picasso and is the home of the Picasso Museum. I'm pretty sure the camera is not going to do this beautiful fountain justice. The hop-on, hop-off bus tours are available throughout Europe. This is the first time that I've tried one, and I found it a really great value. You do get a discount if you buy in advance. My ticket cost 20 euros rather than 30. In Malaga, the hop-on, hop-off bus is a very convenient way to see a lot of the city quickly. It does take you to or near many of the tourist destinations in Malaga, and you can hop on and hop off at any destination that you choose. You can stay at that destination as long as you like and grab the next bus that comes by. You don't have to wait for taxis or to call a rideshare service. Another great feature of the hop-on, hop-off bus is that they do have headphone jacks that you can connect your wired headphones to, and they have audio in several languages, including English, that tell you about the sites that you are driving by, which is a very convenient way to learn more about the sites without having to pay extra for a tour guide. Malaga Malaga's port is the second oldest port in Spain, and it is also one of the busiest. I do feel that the hop-on, hop-off bus is a very cost-effective option to see a large coverage area of a city rather than taking taxis or ride shares, which I have found, even if you are going only a short distance, it'll be between $5 and $10. So if you took 3 taxis at $10 a piece, you have already spent more than you would for the hop-on, hop-off bus. And in Malaga, I believe there are between 15 and 20 stops that you have the option of getting off and on to see in greater detail. So I do think it is a very cost-effective option when you are looking to see a large area of a city. As you can see, the hop-on, hop-off bus will take you up the hills that surround Malaga, giving you a stunning view overlooking the city. Unfortunately, it was pretty hazy while we were there, so our view was not as good as it would be on a clear day. One disadvantage to something like the hop-on, hop-off bus tour is the fact that you will not have a direct connection to just the sites that you want to see. The bus basically makes a big loop around all of the points on their tour schedule, and while you can hop on and hop off at any point that they stop at, if you wanted to see point 2 and then you wanted to see point 6, you don't really have an option other than if you wanted to spend additional money and take a ride share or a taxi to that next point and bypass the other ones, see the sights at that point, and then get back on the bus for the rest of the tour. Walking through one of the gardens here in Malaga that separate the main street. See the court just off the right. It truly is beautiful how much they developed this. This kind of divides the main road. We got the side street on either side, one road, and then another one on the other side. You actually walk through the middle up there on the dirt path. But since we are on the way to the port to take a boat ride, I want to make sure we get a seat. I'm just going to walk through on the sidewalk at a decent pace. I'm going to look that area for kids. One of the things that I love about Malaga is just the atmosphere here. It's beautiful, it's warm. Supposedly it's warm enough all year round to use the beach, and as a beach person that's pretty awesome. But one of the things that's really annoying is the flies. There are flies everywhere, at least in the areas that I've been at so far. And much like the mosquitoes in the States, they absolutely love me for whatever reason. So, no matter where I'm at, whether I'm in the shade, whether I'm in the sun, whether I'm sweating, whether I'm not sweating, there are flies that are bugging me. But just by watching other people, I'm guessing that if you don't have a mosquito problem, whether it's the blood or the pheromones or whatever it is that attracts mosquitoes, maybe you won't have the problem with flies. Nonetheless, it's still beautiful, and this has definitely been added to the top of my places that I would live if I could live anywhere. I would definitely love to be able to spend a month or two in Malaga and Spain in general, especially since I spent about 5 days of this trip sick. I got a little stomach bug, as I've noted earlier, and it really limited being able to do a lot of stuff, but I'm glad that I'm not missing this part of the adventure, and hopefully if you guys click subscribe at the little button down there, and I have the ability, I will be back with more tips, more tricks, what you can do, what you can enjoy, and especially try to focus on the things that set me apart a little bit, and that I'm 6'4", like 300 pounds, so it makes traveling a little bit different when you're, especially in Europe, when you're tall. Everything is very, very short person oriented, and so you have a lot more restrictions as to what will be comfortable or not. I was really impressed with the hop-on, hop-off bus, and that the seats had pretty adequate leg space. And the seats by the stairwell to the second floor on the top level actually had a little bit of extra knee room, but you lose out on foot room. So kind of take your pick there, which one is more important to you. For the trip, I spent about half of it in one, half of it in the other, and thought that was a perfectly comfortable expedition around the city. I think it's a great way that if you just want a quick feel for what is around, it's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours worth of bus trip to do the complete circle. And then since it's hop on, hop off for an entire 24 hours, you can then choose which locations you want to go back to, hop off at them, do your sightseeing, hop back on, get to the next one for about 20 euros. It makes it to be a really affordable way to get around. This little pond slash fountain, little pond. I think there's some more of the water up there. And I guess there's a little stop at the end. Very relaxing spot. We're going to catch our boat. I'm very excited to see what Malaga looks like from the water looking back in. There were several other places that I'd hoped to get thrown out, and I did some aerial from the coastline, but it was so windy that it wasn't possible. And on other occasions, I didn't really get out and do a bunch of adventuring because I was sick. So it was really awesome to see it from the coast, looking back in, and 12 euros an hour and a half boat ride along the Malaga coast. So I think that is, without actually going on it yet, it sounds like a good price to me. Something that you won't be able to do really on your own very easily. So got it on the same spot as the hop-on, hop-off bus tour. Combine the two. Well, after a bit of searching, we found the ramp that's actually behind the colorful exhibit, also by the Hard Rock Cafe. And then our boat is over here. So now just to find out how to get around. I think you gotta find the spot in between these little restaurant things down here at the pier. Lifestyles which are famous, when you win or earn a couple $1 billion. Of course, the standards, KFC, Burger King. Not exactly what you're in Spain for, but hey, there's a nice little yacht. And there's actually a roof down here. And there is our little boat. Not quite little, but still. Yeah, we see some more from board. Get out on that.
Also remember the writer Al-Safundi, who wrote, "Malaga is lucky enough to have been blessed by sea and land, and it has extensive vineyards and beautiful mansions which resemble stars in the sky." There is even a song which claims that Malaga is a house made of coral.
Capital de la Costa del Sol y de la provincia de su nombre, cuya población gira en torno a 600.000 habitantes, lo que nos convierte en la segunda ciudad de Andalucía y la sexta de España. El Pablo Picasso, como por su tiempo, que se ha convertido en un gran punto de atracción de grandes cruceros.
At present, Malaga is a modern city, the capital of the Costa del Sol and of the province that bears its name. It has a population of around 600,000 inhabitants, and this makes it the second city in Andalusia and the sixth in Spain. Its main economic activities deal with the services sector, in particular tourism, commerce, or, more recently, the new technologies.
In case you missed my first video, we did fly on Iberia Airlines, which is the Spanish airline. Their premium economy pricing was very reasonable, and it did have 23 premium economy seats on this flight. And while they are a little bit smaller than business class, as you can see at 6'4", I still had plenty of legroom.